For the woman who feels disconnected from herself, like life is in this loop and you just can't seem to connect with the magic of it anymore. I've been there myself so many times, so do not worry because it doesn't last forever. But I will say, every single day I actually dive way deeper into myself because self-discovery really is an endless journey. And I really need you to hear this, okay? You are not broken. Once again, this is not forever. You're literally just disconnected from your feminine energy. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to reconnect with this feminine essence of yours, how to realign with your soul, and how to build a life that truly feels like home to you. In today's world, we are in this overdrive, in the masculine energy in order to achieve more things, build success, and survive overall. And women are praised for how much they can build, how much they can control, how much they can structure in their lives and achieve overall. And obviously, this is all something that builds a lot of accomplishments, of course, but if that's all you're doing, you're gonna be disconnected from yourself. Because this constant push puts you in masculine overdrive. You can be super efficient, but deep down you can feel super empty. You can be super productive and accomplish a lot, but deep down you also feel numb. This is what I've seen a lot with my clients because I help women entrepreneurs who are super much in the masculine energy, where they have spent their entire lives in building their success, building their lives, building their careers, and then they end up disconnecting from the essence of themselves because they don't allow time to settle into themselves, to settle into the feminine energy, to rest, to receive. Because your feminine energy, contrary to all this like social media stuff that you see all around here, is the part of you that rests, that can be in the emotions, in the feeling, in the pleasures of life, the connection to the heart, to God. And once again, when I say God, a lot of people are like, oh my God, are you Christian? I'm not Christian. And when I say God, I mean like the all-powerful higher intelligence that is behind the execution of this entire realm, of this reality of everything, and is basically the source of everything that you are one with. So when you are detached from your feminine energy and you actually begin to repress it, because there's no way you are detached and you're not repressing it, you begin to lose your connection with joy, with fulfillment, with the pleasures of life, and with your spiritual self, your being, your essence. So let me tell you about what feminine energy is, because there is literally so much misinformation online. It's insane. Like when I look up about, obviously when I do market research, because all business owners do that, I always see so much misinformation. Like that's not what feminine energy is. I'm telling you about the real ancient principle, the one that is talked about in Vedic science, Taoism, Hermeticism, and just overall so many ancient spiritual teachings. So think of feminine energy as everybody's, right, male and female, access to God, right, the source, everything. It goes God, then it goes into the subconscious mind, which is the feminine, and then it goes into the conscious mind that projects reality as we see it, right, the external world. It's actually the subconscious mind that actually projects reality, but the conscious mind itself is the penetrator of the subconscious, right? The masculine penetrates the subconscious with will and creates the reality that you see today through your perception. A whole other field, right? But what I'm saying is your feminine energy is that aspect of yourself that is connected to oneness. It's your energetic thread between your heart and to source. This is why emotions, vibration are what actually creates reality. It's not about being girly or soft like a lot of the misconceptions about it. It's about how connected are you to your intuition? How receptive are you? How much are you feeling into life? How much are you giving into pleasure, right? Like just exploring and receiving pleasure from the experiences in life. It's your creativity as well. So a lot of the women that I work with, they come to me saying, Irah, I don't know why I'm like not creative anymore. When I was a child, I was super creative and I just feel so disconnected from that, which makes me feel disconnected from myself. And I tell them it's the same thing. It's because your feminine energy is repressed. Also, I really want to say that one of the chakras that are very in the feminine energy is the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is the chakra that is responsible for creative force, creative energy, sexual energy, right? That is not just used to create a child and to evoke life. What are you creating in this realm, right? How much are you feeling into it? The emotions are also there. When this energy is flowing, you're gonna feel connected, you're gonna feel guided, you're gonna feel that connection to the divine, you're gonna feel magnetic. So this is why feminine energy activation is literally the path to getting back home to yourself as a woman. So anyways, let's talk about how you can reconnect with yourself through feminine energy. So the first one, of course, is to reconnect with pleasure. Feminine energy likes to be playful in life, likes to look at life like something to romanticize. It receives pleasure joyfully, okay? So if you're being super strict with the way that you are being in your life, you wake up, you follow the same exact rigid routines, you don't get out of your comfort zone, you continue overworking, right? You only focus on the things that you currently do. Women, if you didn't know, our bodies are literally temples of pleasure. We have 8,000 times more pleasure than men. It's super important to reconnect with that essence of yourself. Pleasure is first received through the body. Of course, yes, it can be through sex, but also through life. How sensitive are you? Because life is something that you feel. It's not something that you experience with your five senses. Yeah, of course, as part of it, but truly the real essence of life is through feeling it. And how do you feel life? Begin to see things more as play. We usually see life as something very rigid, something that we just have to get through, like a chore, especially your work, right? This is super huge for entrepreneur women, where they start to look at their work like chore. Your work shouldn't be chore, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It should be something that you genuinely find so much joy with. When I was a child, I would make like mud cakes and I would like sell them to other kids, and I was having so much fun making these mud cakes. I was like, oh my god, this is so cute, I'm gonna put a little flour, and I found so much joy in that. Like, this was amazing. And as an adult, I had lost complete joy for my life, complete pleasure in the little things or the big things, like my business that I was doing. And of course, I was so empty. I felt like I wasn't connected at all to myself. But the moment that I begin to treat it like I was that child again, making the mud cakes, I begin to romanticize everything. And that actually gets you to put better energy into the work that you do as well, of course. But you want to make life play, not just productivity, not just a chore that you have to get through. Feminine energy receives playfully. Feminine energy loves to receive pleasure. So how much pleasure are you truly allowing yourself to have in life? Have you become rigid to yourself? Have you only allowed your inner child to come out when they are sad? You see, that's the real question. Some ideas that you can implement into your life. Dancing. I love dancing. And dancing is something that moves your hips, right? It moves this sacral energy center, so you begin to actually also move the energy around, which unlocks this so much more. Also, romanticize your day. Once again, beautify your workplace, try out new things, go to new like painting classes, go to the park on a walk, listening to music, listening to new audiobooks, begin to actually enjoy things again. And you can even try things that you were passionate about when you were a child as well. Just start to dive into the enjoyment of life overall. Begin to romanticize your activities. And this leads me to step number 2, stop being so rigid and be spontaneous. One thing about the feminine energy is that it thrives in flow, okay? So rigid structures where you do the same thing every single day, where you are doing things and you can clearly see that you're not fulfilled doing them, that starts to disconnect you from that flow inside of you. It's like reading a book and then reading it again is expecting a different ending. If you know you don't like something, if you know your business is not aligned with the way that you want to be, if you know you don't like a certain person in your life, if you know you don't want something in your life and you feel like this rigid structure has overcome you, break it. Get spontaneous. Get out of it. Comfort zone is really where dreams go to die. I live by that quote because I am consistently comfortable outside of my comfort zone, right? I say that because I want to get out there. Shake up your day. Just try out new things. I get so happy when I see new art galleries, when I go to museums, when I just, get up and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go to a place that I did not think I was gonna go when I woke up today. And I'm telling you, this really returns the magic in your life. You remember when you were a little kid and you would go to somebody's house for the first time, how happy you were to discover like a new part in the map, like a video game? Works the same exact way. Girl, you were meant to go explore. You were meant to go live and see life from a different standpoint every single day. And if you don't get out of that rigid comfort zone, if you don't get out of that rigid routine that you have every single day, you're going to feel like your inspiration is at all-time low because inspiration doesn't work on autopilot. So before we get into step number 3, if you're a woman entrepreneur who's looking to magnetize desires effortlessly and build a soul-aligned life in just 12 weeks, you can check out how we can work together using the link below. And of course, if creating reality through ancient mystical principles is the thing for you, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, the third one is to ask God. Once again, you are one with the infinite intelligence that knows everything. You are one with the quantum mind. And most of us don't even realize that we are consistently guided by this force. All we have to do is ask and become aware of how God begins to speak to us. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch for synchronicities, aligned conversations, and things that are going to be coming into your reality in order to assist you in this journey. It could look like, you opening up a maze. Maybe you're just walking on the street and then you see a poster and it says something about, becoming a Reiki healer. I don't know, right? Something, and it just touches your heart and you're like, wait, I feel like that's a sign. That's a sign. It can also be a conversation like somebody coming to you and telling you about this one person who did this, this, and this, and was able to do X, Y, and Z, right? And you feel super inspired by that. That is a synchronicity. God, your higher mind is just always speaking to you, but it's about whether you can listen or not. And the synchronicities that show up in your life is how God phones back to you. And if you want to get more into it, because I could be speaking about synchronicities for hours and hours, here's a video on it. I think it's number 4 that we're in, but number 4 is to be present. So being present is something super important for you to actually reconnect with yourself and with feminine energy overall, because presence is resting, right? It's rest overall, it's observation, it's being able to sit in presence with yourself, with your emotions, with what you're feeling, and with the present moment. And one thing that really distracts us from the present moment is social media. Social media has a tendency to feed you, especially with TikToks and apps like Instagram, TikTok, Reels, to really feed you things that are so quick, right? That really boost your dopamine in a way that is very artificial. So when you get out of it, your brain begins to actually be in this speed mode, okay? What this does is this puts you inside your head and not in your body, not in the present moment. Social media really is a huge distraction from yourself overall, especially because a lot of the things that we see on social media is other people, you know, being productive, doing all these things, you know, where you start to compare yourself, where you start to see little memes and things like that, and you are just fed a bunch of knowledge at a very enormous rate that is just not normal for human beings. So this further disconnects you from yourself. It also makes you question a lot of the actions that you're currently taking, and why would you want to start your self-doubting, you know? That is just going to take you off completely from that path. So if you are somebody who's really on social media, I really recommend you to lower your time that you're on it overall. Like really look at your screen time, because this was something that was huge for me. I was really trying to align with myself, but I would be on social media like 7 hours a day. Like, yeah, I was a content creator, but it's still like 7 hours a day is a lot. One day I woke up, I went on social media, and I noticed how quickly it lowered my energy. I noticed how quickly it made me feel anxious, how quickly it made me feel self-doubt, and just overall like the super low energy. So I set forth the intention, like, this is not good for me. And it's further disconnecting me from myself, because the moment I get off social media, my mind is like on 100 miles per hour. How am I ever going to focus on the present moment, on myself, on my emotions, if I'm on social media all the time? And this is how my brain is like reacting to it. So I'm telling you, try to lower your screen time. It's really gonna be helping you. Other tips for the present moment that I really recommend is just sitting in silence and being able to train your mind to become present again, right? You can do this through awareness meditation, such as, you know, sitting down, timing yourself like 10 minutes a day, and just feeling into your body and feeling into your heart. How do you feel today? Ask yourself, like really ask yourself, like, how are you feeling today? What feels aligned to do today? And start to really settle into this. The more that you can breathe into your body and have thoughts that pass by, but not get distracted by them, right? I'm not telling you to not have thoughts when you meditate. That's impossible, especially when you start out. But when you have thoughts, can you divert your energy back to your body? Can you divert your energy back to your breath? That is going to train your mind to redirect energy from thoughts that are not aligned with what you want and back to yourself, so you can be more in the present moment, so you can stop being distracted by all the fuzz that's in your mind. Number 5 is to live a life of service. So the thing about feminine energy that I was telling you is that it is the gateway to the realm of oneness. Okay, it's the gateway to the source of everything. So this is why it's important to realize that your essence, like who you really are, is connected to the law of one, and is connected because of that to the law of giving and receiving. So every single time that you say something to anybody else, your subconscious mind automatically thinks that you're saying it to yourself, because to your subconscious mind there is nobody else but you. When you start to give externally, you begin to get back. And this is so important, especially for women, to work with their heart, to work with the collective, to work with actually bringing what God wants to give to the world through you, through your vessel. If you're looking to just live that life where you feel connected, you need to realize that that is gonna come through you actually expressing your highest self, right? Expressing your uniqueness, expressing who you are, and turning your wounds as well, which is gonna be the next step, turning your wounds and alchemizing it basically into power. Like, how can you actually help the world through your uniqueness? Even if it's just like once a day that you're helping somebody, you're complimenting somebody, just be loving. That's really gonna help you align with yourself, because when you approach the external world with genuine love, right, with compassion, you're literally aligning with God, like with your higher self. You're aligning with that power. So begin to use the law of giving and receiving to your advantage, because I promise you, this was one of the biggest things that made me truly feel one with everything, like connected to just that divinity in life. All right, so the last one is to be there for your darkness. So one thing about the feminine energy is that it has so much to do with vibration. And what is vibration? Energy in motion, aka emotions. And when you begin to actually align with yourself, you're trying to become whole, right? You're trying to feel authentic. But authenticity, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, does not come from you only looking at the light parts of yourself, right? I like the good parts, the positive parts, the uniquenesses, the talents. It also comes at looking at the parts of you that are repressed, your darkness, your self-doubt, your insecurities, all these different things that also are part of you. Authenticity is loving your entire self as it comes, light and darkness. So start to actually feel these things, start to actually embrace your self-doubt, start to actually embrace your insecurities through holding space for them, because your fears have all the right to be felt, because they are also parts of you. They have all the right to come forth. Of course, try your best to not project them onto another person, because that could hurt them, but hold space for them. It's okay to feel this way, right? Validate your energy, start just feeling your emotions, because when you don't feel your emotions, you repress them. And what happens when you end up repressing them? As Carl Jung says, what you repress persists. They're gonna start leaking out in some way or the other, and most likely leaking on people or leaking into your work and leaking overall throughout your life. So allow yourself to cry, right? Allow yourself to feel. This is also something that boosts the first step, which is feeling into pleasure, because one thing about pleasure is that the more hypersensitive that you are, the more tuned into your emotions you are, is going to the more that you can actually receive pleasure. For example, the law of rhythm states that if the pendulum swings to the left, it's gonna swing equally to the right. This is Hermeticism. If you feel something so deeply, then you can also feel something positive deeply as well, right? Like you can feel it to the most of extent. So when I want to cry, I cry, because my most important strength as a woman is my ability to immediately tune into my emotions, to be sensitive. That is a superpower. Begin to actually look at it that way, because not only will it boost your pleasure, but it also alchemizes your darkness, alchemizes your pain into love. Because the only reason why these parts of you even felt fear, even felt self-doubt, insecurities, is because you never held them in love. The only reason they were repressed is because you didn't recognize them, you didn't love them. So when you feel them, when you allow them to be there, you are showing them love and you're alchemizing them. Anyways, this was such a powerful talk. I myself right now am feeling like I straight up like channeled a lot of this, because I had a bunch of it written down, but I also literally added a bunch of other things that were super intuitive into this. So if this landed, it was for you, girl. Like I was literally channeling this stuff for you. And I'm so happy that you watched this video, because I promise you, like, what you're going through is not forever. I promise you it's not forever. And sometimes, even when you do find yourself, by the way, you're still gonna misalign sometimes. That's literally the game of life, right? When you find yourself, eventually you're gonna outgrow the life that you currently have, what you once manifested. Okay, that's life. So even after you find yourself, if you misalign again, that's totally cool. Look at it in the way that you are actually aligning to a higher path, to a new you. And that's just life. You're gonna be the cocoon and you're gonna be the butterfly, and it's gonna repeat over and over again, only for you to become a better, stronger, and more powerful woman every single time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, and I want you to comment below what's one of your biggest struggles when it comes to aligning with yourself and being in your authentic energy. Like it could be like, oh, fear of rejection, fear of failure, so I can make a video about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Irah Morffi, and I'll see you on the next video.